And a very warm heart welcome from Colorado Springs, especially to the South African people on the Zoom. We have people from all over, and we are so thankful for technology that allows us all to connect like this. So I hope you're all having a beautiful, wonderful, blessed day, and I look forward to our time together. One of the people in RX that we have come to know and really value, we call him our presidente, or president of everything, is Rick Redford. So Rick Redford is the GM of Canada, Mexico, North America. I think he's just an amazing guy, amazing GM. What a beautiful, amazing person and leader. And Rick, we want to welcome you, and we want to thank you for taking a few minutes to be on the Zoom with us, introducing us to the amazing Sam, and I'm going to pronounce his name. This South African girl is going to pronounce his Russian last name. So it's Sam Gurevich.
That's correct. That's perfect. Wow, that's a lot better than I do. Yeah.
It's
I know.
Gurevich.
I know.
So Sam, thank you for your time, and I'm going to ask you, Rick, to take it away and introduce our special guest speaker for us.
Beautiful. So thank you for allowing me to be on your call today, and I love being on these calls. I love the energy that you all bring. It's just so it just makes my day. So thank you so much. Of course, Tammy, Erika, you know how much I love you guys. So that's a given. And so thank you for allowing me to introduce Sam. So this past week on my 18 call that I have on Thursday nights, I have guests from the industry that come on and share their best tips to success, their whatever topic that they feel is going to help people overcome fears or overcome objections and so on, and focus on the things that mean the most to them. And this week Sam was on last Thursday night. Sam is originally from Uzbekistan, is where he was born, but he as a younger person came to the United States, and I'll let him tell a little bit of his story first. And I got a chance to meet Sam in the 90s when we worked together at the same company. He was running the Russian business for the same company. I was running Asia Pacific. We interacted. We really developed a very immediate friendship. One built on both respect as well as a sense of humors and just enjoy being together generally. And we stayed connected during the years. We have worked together at one other company where I was the CEO and he was one of the leaders in the field. And I asked him to join this call last week, and I had so much positive from his comments, and most of them were centered around building relationships and how important relationships are. And I know Tammy and Erika both sent me an email afterwards or text afterwards and just said, man, can we get him on a call? It just was so grounded and so beautiful and so well done. So I asked Sam, and he said, yeah, I'd love to do that. Now, Sam is not a part of RX, at least today, but he is a part of another I had to say that, Sam, I'm sorry. He's a part of another company, and we certainly respect that and appreciate that he was willing to come on today and just share in the best interest of the industry itself. No benefit for himself and no connection to himself, but just really share the same thoughts that he shared before. So please welcome from Uzbekistan and New York and Russia and Salt Lake City, Utah, my friend Sam Gurevich. Sam, are you there? There you are.
Let's see if this works. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You might turn it up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, I need to talk a little bit louder. Well, pleasure to be here with you guys. Hello to everybody. I heard some accents. I love accents. Anytime you see somebody with an accent, that's your partner. Make sure you build a relationship with them. That's how you go international. So how many countries do you have here, Rick? I heard South Africa.
South Africa and the United States that I'm aware of. Is there any other ones? I think mostly South Africa. This is mostly a South African group too, Sam.
Namibia as well.
Oh,
Namibia.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Hello to Africa, the whole Africa. Pleasure to be here with you guys. And what was the lady that talked, that running the call? I didn't write it down. Was that Erika?
Erika.
Erika. All right. I'm learning your names, guys. So Erika, yes, I agree with you about Rick. El Presidente, that's That's exactly what he is. And Rick proved himself time and time and time again in terms of not really helping two distributors, but guiding distributors and making things work. Because as we develop our organizations, you need somebody like Rick that thinks like a distributor, but acts as a statesman, a corporate statesman. And this is a very, very crucial thing for myself when I evaluate this. I do this for a very long time, about 25 years, but I'm only been in four companies. So for me, when I choose a company, one of the most important criteria is who's running the company. And I cannot stress enough how important that is for me. Very crucial. Uh, there's a lot of great people, but Rick is a very special breed of person, and you guys are very lucky to have him, and his colleagues. So I agree with you in terms of El Presidente. I like that. So my story is very simple. I grew up in New York. I came as a child. I grew up in New York, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens. If you guys familiar with New York. And in 1994, just accidentally, I used to change jobs probably every couple of days or so. Uh, work any job you can practically imagine, I did it. And in '94, accidentally, I started to work in network marketing. Excuse, excuse me. And that was the beginning. Uh, we uh, we created amazing things, and the most addictive thing that I would say is seeing how people with different backgrounds, no education, no nothing, no money, were able to go and change their lives and lives of other people. And when I saw that when I was younger, 25 years ago, that's really impressive. It gets impressed in your mind. How can you do that? You start evaluating. People go to schools, to colleges, which is very important, which is great. But then you see people struggling with jobs, they get fired and this, and then all of a sudden you see somebody with zero of that, but just the desire to go and do something, all of a sudden changing lives of people. And you start seeing people putting food in people's mouth, putting shoes. And I bought my child's new shoes, and people were getting excited, and this was very addictive for me. So that's how I began. Then we moved to Utah. I met Rick, and and we just love this industry. Me and my wife, we work together as a partnership, and we just love this business. I actually work 24/7. I don't feel it, but that's what we do 24/7, and we love this stuff, and we never get tired of it.
So, wow, Sam, thank you so much for sharing that. May I ask you a question?
Yes, you can ask me any question that you would like.
Okay, so you just spoke about you saw people with a desire to do something. How important is that desire when you start your business, and how do you build on that desire as you continue your business journey? You face your disappointments, you take your losses, you have victories as well, but how do you keep that desire burning in front of you all the time?
So that's $1 billion question. What do you do, right? You cannot learn that. You cannot. In other words, I'll give you an example. So uh, when a gentleman courting a lady, okay, and imagine that person, trying to get a date, and he gets a no. What does he do? Say, okay, goodbye? Probably not. He's going to try to again and again and again and again. Why? Because he's in love. He's in that state of mind that he's going to pursue that. So same thing in this business. You have to really be inspired inside. Imagine going on a date and reading a book to get inspired with your new date. That doesn't work, right? So no matter how many books you read, you should read books. This is very important, but you will not get that from the outside. You need to find a way how to get really in love in what you're doing, and find those things that you fell in love. Last week it was Tim and Dana, I think, and I heard them speak about their testimonial. They are in love. They're in love with what they're doing. You could feel that. They don't need to read a book. They don't need to find motivation from outside. They're inspired. They're in love. They're going to push it to great success. So it's very important to have that desire. Where do you find that? You cannot find it outside. You cannot find it by listening to me, or you will find it only inside. You need to find what's important to you. Does that make sense?
It does. Hey, Sam, this is Tammy. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Tammy.
And
Nice to meet you too.
I have to tell you, Sam, I have a Russian-born daughter. Her name is Tatiana, and
right.
we adopted her when she was 5.5. So I have a little Russian blood in my family too.
Good.
I don't quite have the accent, but I have the daughter and 7 grandsons to boot. So, but anyway.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for being with us. I was privileged to hear your fantastic interview with Rick and was so blown away. And the thing I loved, which I would like you to just reiterate for those that didn't get to hear you, we were talking about how to overcome the no's, how to overcome when people say, you know, I'm not interested, this might not be the right time, no, this isn't for me. And I have to call Rick out on this because Rick said, well, I just say to him, see ya. And yeah, look at your response right now. And your response was, oh no, I don't say see ya. And then you went into this huge, beautiful explanation of how to build relationship with people, because you never know when the timing's going to be right for people. So talk a little bit about that. How do we overcome the objections, and what is the mindset we need to have in looking at the future?
It's very simple. Everybody has objections. I have objections. Everybody has objections. What does it mean? It means nothing. You know, same idea. You go have a date with a lady and she says, no, I cannot do it today. You know, what do? So objections is actually good. So let's imagine if I don't have any objections. That means my business is dead, meaning I'm not communicating. If I'm communicating and I have objections, that's good. That means you're interacting. It's like an athlete. In order to be an athlete in top shape, you constantly need to do what? To do exercise. You need to be in the game. You need to be constantly doing what you're doing. So in this business, the only thing that we have to do is be engaged, talking to people. We're talking right now. During the day to day, whatever is going to happen, I'm going to be talking to people, and I'm going to be interacting to people. I'm going to be talking to my partners all over the world. We're going to be interacting, and this is how you get polished up. A network marketing, it's important to be able to work in any type of environment, because you will always have millions of things, problems, situations, and the more you engage, the more able you are to help your team. So imagine if a leader in organization has never went through a lot of problems. That person cannot lead a team of 5. That person cannot lead the team of 1. That person definitely cannot lead a team of 50,000 people. So in order to get to that point, you need to be constantly emerged into the environment, talking to people, getting no's, getting, I don't know, screamed on, cursed on. I mean, this is real stuff. But once you do that, then you understand that those no's means nothing. If you had a conversation and somebody took the time to say no, that's a good thing. Probably you pushed it a little bit too early in the conversation, but any conversation, any engagement, I love, by the way, I love when I get recruited. I get recruited all the time. And I just love that because it gives me an opportunity to develop a relationship. There's nothing more beautiful than being recruited. I love that. So if people get no's, that's a great thing. It's not a bad thing.
It means they're out there doing something.
Of course.
Yes, and the more that we are engaged, that's what I heard you say, the more we are engaged, the more we will hear no's, but also the more we will hear yeses, because we're giving people value, time, investment. And I love that. So your team is all over the world. You've
Yes.
built all over the world.
Yes.
And so this South African team, you just have to know, is about 9 weeks young. And they have broke massive records, and they are going into several different countries in Africa. And they're coming up against all kinds of unique challenges that we don't experience in the United States. And so what is your encouragement to them, to the perspective that you've learned, because you have a large team, you have a massive team under you. And what are some of the tips, gold that you would say, a team starting a new area, starting a new country, looking back at your own personal experience, what do you wish you would have known? What do you wish you would have been, would have been encouraged into your life?
So I love, by the way, people from South Africa. We have a group. The people are just spectacular. So congratulations for their success. And from what I understand, they're really, really making a lot of great stuff. So for an international group, one of the most important and vital things is to have a proper ability to leverage their business. And when I say leverage their business, is a lot of challenges will come, like you said. In the US, things are very easy. You make a phone call, you get a product, you can reach anybody. In any international market, there's always international challenges that arises. And with different companies, different challenges. It's a natural process. One of the most important things for them is to have, first of all, the energy that you guys bring on the phone. I evaluated last call, this call is 100%. This is fantastic. So for them to have you guys as partners and have Rick in the corporate as a partner, I don't like to call it downline, upline. I call everybody my partners. Upline, downline, everybody's my partner. Corporate, they're my partner. Like Rick, he's my partner, even though he's not in my, we're not working together, but he's always been my partner and he'll always be my partner. So for the international team to have that connection and ability to leverage you, to leverage Rick, to leverage the whole $500 million company and $500 million resource company with international grasp, this is one of the most important things that any international team will need. And a lot of times, a lot of international teams have challenges is because they cannot solve certain issues, certain problems in time. That causes a lot of challenges, frustration, and so forth. So knowing your company from as an outsider, but knowing your company, I have a lot of people that I know there. You have a fantastic setup. You have a beautiful corporate environment where the corporate owners and the employees, staff is just phenomenal, including El Presidente. And
the president of everything.
Yes, and you guys, so they have a leverage that they can maximize on 24/7. What I tell to my partners is that use me like a shovel. This is, everybody knows that. I told them, use me like a shovel. I am your tool. Use me appropriately. 24/7. Don't wait for anything. Use me. Don't use me for things that you don't need. But when you need something, use me, and we'll make things happen. So this is what they have, and I think they're very blessed to have that environment, that setup that you guys have.
Sam, I have a question for you regarding network marketing. I know you're very passionate about this industry. I could hear it on the call on Thursday. And you spoke about when you guys started, you had fax machines and you had to pay a lot of money for an international call. We're so blessed with the tools that we have. But yet we have so many people who have had negative experiences with network marketing. How do you address that? What do you say to somebody like that?
When you're talking to a prospect and they have a negative experience, well, it depends on the conversation. If I meet somebody and start putting network marketing on them without having a relationship built, that would put me in a disadvantage. So, of course, they will have, they heard something, they read something, and if we don't have a relationship, that information will always overpower. Always. No matter what you do. If imagine I go, if I would go on a date with a lady, and after 15 minutes, I'm gonna tell her, okay, how about we get married right now? What is the response?
Nope.
Goodbye, right? No. So the same thing. The same
Yeah.
thing. So if you meet somebody, you don't even. It's like for instance, there's a LinkedIn, and people send me on LinkedIn constantly advertising, recruiting, advertising, or selling something. They have no idea who I am. Then we never talked. I have no relationship, zero relationship. I don't even, if it's a network marketer, I would respond and I would build a relationship. If it's selling something else, I don't even respond. So um, so that's it.
So I think what you're saying, Sam, is that it really boils down to the value of having a relationship with another human being.
Absolutely.
And you spoke about this on Thursday, how business will come. It might come, it might not come, it might come in 10 years. But
Absolutely.
that's okay. And I think that makes network marketing different in my perspective than a normal business process. It truly is relational in nature. And I think that's why it appeals to so many different people. And you spoke about anybody can do it. It's a people's business.
100%.
It's
100%.
people. And so, Sam, I want to ask you, how important is it to function as a team? How important is it to function when you take a new market, especially as a unit taking new ground? How important is that in establishing a new market?
So me as an individual by myself, I am zero. Just zero. That's it. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we
Yep.
can.
Yeah. So me myself, I am zero by myself. So the only way to establish leverage and power is in a team. That's why team for me is the most crucial, is very important. Whatever the team is, if I have a one person, that's a team of two. Okay, we can do a lot of things together, and then grow. So team is very crucial. You will never reach to any success by yourself. That's why it's very important to work very close to your partners, wherever they are, first level, second level, 100 level. It's irrelevant. They're all your partners. I want to go back to one question you mentioned. One of my biggest distributors, a lady, it took me 20 years 20 years in order for me to have her join me as a partner. 20 years, because
Wow.
I knew her, I worked with her, I developed a beautiful, strong relationship for all these years, but the timing was never proper for us to come together. And it happened only after 20 years. Now,
Wow.
when that time happened, she joined me as a partner because nobody else could compete with me in terms of building relationship that happened in the past 20 years. So for me, time is irrelevant. The relationship is most important. But sorry, I kind of left.
Yeah, I love it.
Just wanted to mention that.
Love it. And so, Sam, here's another question. We all know, no illusions about it. When money enters the picture, relationships change. And I want to ask you, in your experience, what do you do if you are in a situation where one of your team members, your partners, are exceeding you in terms of what you are doing? How do you deal with that? And we all know the right answer, but I want to hear your take on that.
Sure, I think you know the answer. If somebody is doing better than you, you're doing good, and this is the most important thing. You would have to be illogical if you think that you always need to be you need to be higher making money than somebody else. It's an incorrect thinking. So if somebody is making more money than you, that means whatever you've been doing, you did good. And the more people you have making money more than you will be okay.
Yeah.
But by the way, I'll come back. You also asked something about, you mentioned something about other businesses. So all businesses is relationships, all of them. So if you go to the bigger the business is, the more the more exclusive their relationship based. I have never seen anybody doing some big deals with people that they don't know. Like
True.
for instance, I wanted to buy a simple example. I wanted to buy a product, and that happened to be another MLM company. And instead of going on Amazon or finding somebody to buy it, I remembered one of the person that I knew was a distributor. So of course I'm going to buy the product from somebody I know. I asked her, "What is your ID number? I want to buy some product." So if she would never advise people what she's doing, I would never buy it from her. So relationship is more important, and the bigger the business, the more personal relationships are important. And money, you said people will have issues and money and relationships. For me, it's a very simple formula. If we have a relationship and money is a problem, I will always remove money from that picture and make sure that it does not affect relationship at any cost. At any cost, because money has a limit. So you have $10. Let's say you use another number. That $10 can only buy you $10 worth of something once. Okay, relationships are power, and power is unlimited. So when you have a relationships with people, this is an unlimited beneficial for both sides. So I would never use money. If there's a problem with money, I will always remove that, lose money, whatever that needs to be taken, as long as I don't lose the relationship with the person.
Oh, I love that, Sam. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going
Absolutely.
to hand over to Tam in 1 minute, but I want to ask you one last question. What do you wish you knew when you started in 1994?
Nothing. Because if I would know a lot of things, I would have a lot of things in my head that would not allow me to do what I do. The fact that I had zero knowledge, by the way, before that, it's an interesting. Before I started in '94, maybe in early '80s, I was tried to be recruited um, into network marketing, and I looked at the whole industry as this is stupid, this is bad, this is low lives, this is really, and especially being a New Yorker, at that time, this is nuts. Only in '94, when I started seeing it, what it does allow for people to do, only then it clicked in my mind. So I'm glad I had no experience in that whatsoever. It allowed me to think just logical, purely without any prejudgmental in my head.
I love that. Sam, thank you so much. I'm going to hand over to Sam.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love this. So this is so my heart too, Sam, from the very beginning. I jumped into this business only 6.5 years ago. I knew nothing. I
Congratulations.
had never been in any direct sales network marketing. I came from a totally different field in publishing and media. And so this is a brand new world. I didn't even know there were objections. That's how naive I was. I was just like, everybody's going to love this. Of course they are. So, and you know, they did. And our team grew and grew and grew. And so, but I love relationship, I say, is the alpha and omega of success.
Yeah,
And
100%.
100, and I love when you say that. You must have said that training night about 20 times. 100%. And so from now on, you guys, when I say 100%, you're going to say, thanks, Sam. Sam, Mr. 100%. That's what we're going to call you. So thank you so much for being with us and training with us
Anytime.
today, Sam.
My pleasure.
And as you depart, and you've given us 30 minutes of your time, and we're so grateful for that. But what would be your charge to these new entrepreneurs? Many of them have very successful businesses in other areas, and but they are some of the hardest working, most diligent, intelligent, beautiful, my goodness, people on the face of the earth. And what would be your encouragement, the courage you would give them, your charge as they take this, today's Monday, as they take the week on?
Yeah, nothing.
100% nothing.
Nothing. They, you know, from this conversation, from the energy you guys having, from the energy I heard from other people coming on the phone with what you mentioned with them, they need nothing. They're already accomplishing a lot of things, and they are doing it from internal inspiration from inside, and they need nothing. They have everything.
That's so awesome. So we have everything. What an encouraging word today for all of us.
We just want you on our team now, Sam. Then we will have everything.
Well, the beauty in this business is that we're not really in different teams.
Yeah.
It's all one team. If you know, I'm talking here, all the energy that you're providing, I'm getting energized. I love that. Anything that I say, if somebody finds something useful, that's a plus. And it's all one big family. So it's all the same team.
Well,
Like,
thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people say, why you helping these people or that people? It's very important. First of all, when you help other people, you learn, and this is very important. So the more you learn, and the more positions that you find yourself in, guiding somebody or helping somebody or learning something, you're always like an athlete. You're constantly working out, constantly working out. So we're in the one big family.
Absolutely, we are. And
well,
Sam,
we are honored to have you.
Yeah, and thank you for being a part of our big family. And I know that we'll see you again soon. I have no doubt. Many blessings to you. Where are you right now, Sam?
I'm in the middle of Utah, in Orem, Utah, the center of network marketing.
Yes, so I hear. So I hear. And we are, of course, you know that RX is in Salt Lake City too.
Yes.
And so maybe one of these days when I'm in Salt Lake and Erika will connect, and can't wait to get this beautiful South African team over here to the United States. Come on, you guys, get on those planes and get
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Rick is about 5 minutes away from me. He's in the new, beautiful, amazing building. So if you guys can come to Utah, you're really going to love the place where they are.
That's so awesome. Well, many blessings to you. You go ahead. Thank you so much, Erika.
Everybody can unmute their lines and give Sam a huge shout out from South Africa and America, wherever you find yourself. Feel free to unmute, Sam. Thanks for a wonderful, inspirational 35 minutes.
Thank
Be
you, Sam.
blessed
Welcome.
on your
You're
journey.
welcome.
What an honor to get to know you. Have a super wonderful day.
Thank you. You too, guys.
Okay,
Enjoy your
you
day.
guys. Blessings to all of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Thank
Sam.
you. Take care.
Welcome.
Have a wonderful, wonderful
Sam.
day. Thanks,
Thank you,
Sam.
Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.